Hello and welcome to another deep dive. We are going back in time for this one, and we are going to be looking at the light switch that swang at Oakland Manor. Myself, Billy, Chris and Josh was there. Josh is in Wales, so I didn't bring him over. Dan is going to be an extra voice as a sort of somebody that's viewed it, so you've got a different angle because obviously you've seen it rather than you were there, so you've got the opinion of what you think from just viewing it.
Okay.
So obviously at the time I was a massive skeptic and I pretty much tried to find an answer for everything, and I mean, you would say that as well, Dan, that I was pretty back in those days.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, you would jump straight on the logical bandwagon.
Yeah.
This is this, and you did about 50 different reasons why it was what it was.
In fact, we might do a different deep dive just on me, because there's a lot to unpack, that is, isn't it?
Easy. About 5 or 6 weeks worth.
Literally pissed everyone off, haven't you? I don't think there's a company out there you haven't pissed off.
From viewing it, Dan, we'll start with you. What do you think is going on there?
Some would probably say there was like somebody behind it pushing it. I'm not convinced, because you see the shadow of the plug coming out. So if somebody was pushing it, you would see them moving about, because there's no way they would not be in view.
Their shadow would be
on the wall back where the light is. Also, you debunked a lot of it on there anyway. You were testing all the winds. You were doing it with a board, so you were kind of trying all angles that you possibly could. But like I said, in hindsight, it's an original. It's a first kind of draft. It's the first time you started out, so it's all a learning curve. So probably now we'd probably have cameras everywhere if we possibly could at every angle. It still wouldn't be good enough, for certain people. But hey, what can you do?
They want a camera of the camera of the camera. I need to buy myself a satellite, so we got a satellite camera of the cameras of the cameras of the cameras.
That's it, live from Vegas.
God.
But
I think it's important to actually mention that we weren't expecting that to happen. This was just a locked off camera watching the corridor, right?
But this is why I'm saying it's more like suspicious if we had 5 or 6 cameras around that light switch. We weren't even filming the light switch.
No.
We were just filming the corridor to make sure we didn't see any apparitions or anything like that, and that light switch moved. We didn't expect that.
And that was because there was wind there, which is why my conclusion was, well, it's got to be the wind, because the wind was clearly moving the current.
The problem is that wind can't hold anything in the air. That light switch held, like, the only way that could be forged is if it was by wire. Because the way it's held, but there was no wire. We weren't there was no one else there. The 4 of us were in that other room. So unless there was someone else there that we didn't know, which is very unlikely, be in that building.
No, we did all the tests.
The wind could not do that. No. The way it moves, the wind
tugs,
could not
doesn't
do that.
It sort of does this.
It tugs. It doesn't blow.
It's almost like
tugs.
It's being tugged out slightly, and then it just goes.
Yeah.
We couldn't replicate it, could we?
We couldn't. So this is what we'd done. We tried to go back the next day, and we tried to, because we never knew this happened. We got back on the edit, and we looked at it and we went, "Holy shit! What's this?" So we went back to the cottage, and we had a look at different ways we could achieve this by using wind. So we got some boards. We were waving to see if we could create the same movement. Not a chance. We went into the loft, see where the wires went.
Like those rats and stuff, I thought maybe it was rats.
It's very important to know that this is a framing issue as well. So if you watch this clip of the light moving, just that clip alone is easy to go, oh yeah, it's fake. You need to watch the whole process, and we'll show you the whole process of things, where the wire goes. So the wire goes directly up into the ceiling. It doesn't curve round anywhere else. It knocks up into the ceiling. So we went into the loft and we had a look, and we even tugged the wire to see if there was any slack. There's not much slack. It's hard wire. So
you couldn't reproduce the movement from in the attic.
No.
Fundamentally, it's not
No,
that.
we did try it. Another thing that was interesting to me is we went down the corridor, and initially we were a bit scared, so we sent Billy first.
Yeah,
So
the
Billy-
curtain.
Billy's going in there, shouting his mouth off because we thought we
Here's
actually
a clip.
seen someone down there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't. Everything inside of me. Billy,
There's nothing there.
everything inside of me is. Billy, I don't like it. Can you please?
Hey! Who's
Don't, please, please, please.
What's that?
Please.
Was that you, Billy?
Yeah, please, just go down there.
There's the f***ing curtain. Let's get the f*** out of Mark now. What's going on? Yeah, I know.
We didn't say it was wind, it was more of a draft. It wasn't a windy night.
No, it wasn't.
I'm no wind expert anyway. I mean, my initial thing was it's got to be the wind, but then you're saying it couldn't have made that little and then a full. It was like and then a full swing. It still to this day really confuses me. But having seen so much more now, comparative to how I was then, I'm like, right, what if? And people don't like know this, but when we went back to test this stuff, you thought you seen a woman down the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I didn't. There was no features on this mass. It was just a black.
And we were
Black
filming then.
But it was dark. It's easy to say your eyes are playing tricks on you, right? But we had more happen in that cottage than we
Didn't
originally had in the manor. So we didn't really spend enough time there, and now it's gone. So we can't go back to see what was going on.
So I can't clarify the exact
Yeah.
positions and everything and go there and go, here's the thingy. I can put it to you in context though. So the stairs come up and then you've got like a flat bit, and then so like let's say you come up the stairs like that, and then there's a flat bit, and then when you turn left it goes up a step onto another flat bit, and then if you were to go that way down the corridor it goes up a step, and if you were to go backwards to where the camera is it goes up another step.
It's like in like that.
Yeah, it's like that,
Yeah.
like that, and then it goes whoop. So even if there was somebody that was stood to the left, regardless of the shadow, they would go down a step and they would have to like stretch over to do it.
Yeah,
That
no one
height
was
wouldn't
there.
be right.
No one was there.
No.
No one was
And
there.
we're not doing this to try and prove that it's paranormal. We actually don't know what caused it. That's
Yeah.
important to state. It's not fake because none of us done that. But we don't know what caused it, and we can't go back there to see if it can happen again because it's gone.
Because it's gone. It's demolished.
Yeah. But it is a very, very interesting thing to watch because it does swing, and it swings like it is being pulled. I'll give anyone that. It does look like it's being pulled.
But you
But
would
by
see,
what?
you get analysis on this. So there's people out there that can analyse string and stuff like that and masking, and they're very switched on to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they would have been that somebody like that would have picked something out like that already, and it doesn't exist in that.
Yeah. I think it looks wicked. I was coming home that day and I was going, oh, we had nothing really much happened. It was creepy, it was good. And then we got into the edit, seen it move, and Mr. Skeptic here was just,
Wind.
well, it's just wind, there's nothing. I'm going off on a nutty one. I'm
And then you're like, well, we got to
shit.
get back there. Like, let's try this. Whiffing and stuff, and I was getting really angry that I couldn't reproduce the same movement.
Yeah.
But
I was getting angry at you because I was like, why are you taking this serious? Like, you're just passing it off. And now it's come back to haunt you.
I never thought that I'd ever have to relook it, and if I had found the original footage for it, I would have provided it. We can only provide what was in the episode because this happened
5 years ago.
5 years ago, and it's gone. I've even tried recovery software. I left my computer going for an hour, and now it's gone, which is a shame.
Yeah. But we don't want people
Yeah.
just watching one little clip of it swinging and then making a judgmental call on it. You need to understand the context of things,
Yeah.
don't you? That's the truth of it.
Well, this is the thing, you can't recreate it. It's like when you buy, like, say, like an electrical item and you've got to take it back. You can never repackage it the way it was packaged in the first
Yeah.
place. You can't recreate it. That's what makes it so raw and that's what makes it so good, you know, and compelling to watch, because we don't never claim to any of it to be paranormal. Even myself, who is straight on the bandwagon of like, I believe it, that's it, that's all I need. But you know, it's something we've never done. We've never claimed anything's paranormal. We just cannot work it
I
out.
love the idea that nothing's paranormal. It's just something normal that we haven't yet discovered.
That's it.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yes. Even if we discover that there's life after death,
Yeah.
there would then be science behind that, which would then be implemented within physics, which would then be normal.
Everything's normal once you implement physics into
Yeah.
it. So
These deep dives are going to be a regular thing, guys.
Yeah.
So we are going to look at stuff that we have experienced and go deeper into it. We do have like other footage as well we've never really used or shown, but in some of the deep dives you will get to see them. So they're worth watching and they're worth doing.
So make sure you subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. Pop a comment in as well. Say what you think about this. Even if it's something which is like, yeah, I do think it's the wind. Just, you can say that. It's fine.
but also, if there's anything else you want us to dive into about any of our footage, let us know.
Yeah. Anyway, we're off to Greenbank now.
See you soon.